Hey guys, got some more questions for the gram, and this one's super long. It's like a movie script. So I'm gonna try to get through this 10-minute question in like 4 minutes. So I'm gonna go fast, so bear with me. So, Dr. Ish, I'm in a relationship for almost 7 years now, and we are not living together. We're living 2 hours away from each other, and we have a daughter together who's 2 years old. In the past 7 years, a lot has happened and a lot has been promised. From day one, he's been telling me that he wants to get married, but he needs to get his things together. The moment I got pregnant, he started flipping out, saying he wasn't ready, and during my whole pregnancy, he wasn't around. After giving birth to my daughter, he kind of came around and decided that he made a mistake by not supporting me. Since my daughter's born, he's came to see us 6 times in total. That's 6 times spread over 2 years. I keep asking him when he's ready to start our lives together and actually get married, since that's really important to me, creating a family unit. Every time I ask him about it, he tells me I have to be patient. And every time he tells me he's coming to visit me and his daughter, he doesn't show up until it ends up in us fighting, because after all the promises, I just don't trust anything he says anymore. To top it off, he says he's living with his friend, and he actually sleeps on the sofa. The sofa. He might, though, right? It's possible. But he doesn't always answer my calls, and if he does, he tells me he's busy and he will call me back, but he doesn't. We do FaceTime often, but he never wants to show me around the house. It's getting deep, y'all. It's getting deep. He gets very offensive when I start asking him what's going on and why he's been so secretive. When he does visit, he takes his phone everywhere with him, and he never stays more than 4 days because he's got things to do. Busy man, he got things to do. All right, I did ask him if there was another woman in his life, but that's, in his words, absolutely crazy of me to even think, because he doesn't have time for that. Yesterday, I did have a conversation with him about him not being willing to spend me not being willing to spend another year like this, and if he's not planning on changing anything for us, then I'm done. He wasn't happy about the decision, but he did say that we could come over and talk this week and figure out the possibilities of me living with him or him living with me. Dr. Ish, am I paranoid, or is this man definitely living a double life? It's really confusing. If you really want to be with someone, why would you lie all the time and make that person feel like they're crazy? If he does have another woman, why is he keeping me on a leash on the side? Because he doesn't want me to move in. He keeps saying, be patient. I'm doing everything I can. Can you please help me make sense of all of this? Because I am tired. So, it's a very long question. There's a lot of nuance and a lot of subtlety, but it's a very, very simple answer. I'm going to start with the most obvious thing. I wish you guys could see who's writing this question, right? I'm not going to say her name. I'm not going to post a picture of her, obviously. But I went to her Instagram page and I saw what she looks like, and she is absolutely beautiful, right? Gorgeous. She's really, really pretty. But like I tell a lot of the really, really pretty women in my practice, that attractiveness to you is like a handicap, especially to beautiful females. It's a handicap because that's all people see, right? Especially guys. And once we see that, we don't really have a lot of interest in seeing anything else that's underneath, about anything that's, what is it about you? What is it that makes you special? What is it that makes you tick? We only see the outside shell, and we never have any interest in seeing the inside. Any woman who looks at you is going to automatically assume, oh, she don't have any problem with any dude. She gets whatever she wants as soon as she opens her mouth and bats her eyelashes at him. And that's just not true, right? Because what we see is entirely different from what she sees, right? The woman she sees when she looks in the mirror is a whole different woman from who we think she is when we see her walking down the street. So that's just a whole nother side lesson, quick lesson. The person you see is never the person who you think they are, no matter what they look like, especially if it's a pretty female. So understand that part. Now, what do you have here? What do you have? Well, I think you know what you got, right? Come on, you know, which is kind of why you wrote so much, trying to pour your heart out here. Here's what you got. reframing. You have a father of your daughter who lives a whole nother life in a whole nother town with a whole nother human. We're assuming that's a woman. Because you never see that part coming, y'all never think that it's a dude. And it could be, right? Because you're looking for the drama coming over here from her, and you never see him sneaking through the back door. So that happens too. Anyhow, that's what you got, right? Which is great, because that's what you've let him have for the next 2 years. So that's over for the last 2 years. So that's good for him. I'm sure that works great for him. Because that's a pretty good job, right? That's a job he's only got to show up 2-3 times a year, right? So what he literally looked at his calendar, picked the biggest 3 dates, and was like, which days do I need to show up for? 2 birthdays, 2 Christmases. That's it. Your birthday, the daughter's birthday, both of those years, 2 Christmases. That's all he's doing, right? And so for him, that's a pretty good deal, but it's not a really good deal for you, because this question tells me that you're running on E, and it's definitely not a good deal for your daughter, right? And here's why. Because as soon as she's old enough, she's 2 years old right now, as soon as she's old enough to say the word, she's going to realize that she's not. As soon as she's old enough to say the word lovable and understand what that means, she's going to also think that I must not be that, because the most important guy in my life, the guy who's supposed to love me the most, the guy who's supposed to do the most for me, doesn't. The guy who's supposed to love me the most doesn't come around. The guy who's never supposed to break a promise from me only shows up and breaks promises for me. So in a little kid's mind, that's not a problem with him. That has to be a problem with me. What is it about me that makes me so unlovable? Am I not pretty enough? Am I not nice enough? Am I not smart enough? Do I cry too much? Right? Every child will internalize that when it comes to their parent not showing up consistently for them. So that's what's happening there, okay? And it's your job, mama, to guard against that, right? You got to swallow that disappointment for her so she doesn't have to swallow that. You've got to taste all those lies from him for her so she doesn't have to know what that tastes like. You've got to swallow all those broken promises that he keeps breaking for her so she doesn't have to try to digest that and figure out in her little girl mind exactly what's happening, right? You talk about wanting to create a family unit. Well, let me share something with you. You already have one. You and your daughter. That's a unit. Just takes 2, doesn't take 3. 3 would be better if he's consistent, but he can't be. And so his inconsistency is killing both of you. And as much as you're trying to stay strong for her, once she's old enough to understand what's happening, it's really going to be bad for her. So this is where you step up as mama and protect her from the things that she's not able to protect herself from, right? There's some certain things that a 3-year-old shouldn't have to deal with, shouldn't have to think about, and it's your job as mom to make sure she doesn't. So now, what's happening with the lies? Well, when guys lie to you, we're going to put you in one or two categories, right? So the women we have some respect for, we're going to tell a certain type of lie to. The women we don't, we're going to tell a whole nother type of lie to. So if we don't respect you, we're just going to gaslight you, right? It's like you're going to be sitting around and you're going to like, why is your phone going off so much? You're like, my phone's not going off. You're like, oh, I hear it going off every 5 minutes. It's literally vibrating in your lap. You're like, nah, you crazy. You didn't hear that. What? Okay. Why you looking at her? This woman walking down the street. I'm not looking at her. I'm looking down at the ground because I'm sad. She's like, I see you looking at her. What do you mean? No, you didn't see that. Well, what were you doing downtown with that girl last weekend on Friday night when you said you had to work late? What are you talking about? I saw you get out of your car with your jacket, with the sneakers I bought you. You had them on, and you had somebody else with you. No, that wasn't me. And your head just explodes, right? What do you mean that wasn't me? You know how many guys got them same sneakers? Right? But for the girls like you, the women like you, who we have some respect for, we won't gaslight you. We just won't tell you the whole truth. We'll tell you a little bit of the truth here, a little bit of the truth there, sprinkle a little something there, and then we'll let you fill in the gaps, right? Nah, I don't really have anybody serious right now. I'm just kind of busy with my work. You fill in the gaps. Yeah, I'm living with my friend right here, but you know, I'm not sleeping in the bed, like not in the whole bed, not all the time. You fill in the gaps or whatever want to happen. So, well, you know, I want to come around, but I just got to get my stuff together. Well, what's that stuff? Well, it's just stuff, man. I gotta work on me. You know, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to commit. You know, I've been hurt before, so I'm real careful with my heart. Right? It's the whole thing. So you know what's going on, mama. So I think for you, right, you're wanting to know why does he keep you on a leash? My question for you is why are you letting him keep you on a leash, right? You deserve more than that. You deserve better than that. You know you do. That's why you poured your heart out in this letter. And your daughter definitely deserves better than that. And so I think I need you to do more of what you're already doing, which is focusing on building the family, you know, between you and your daughter. That's all you need to do. You don't need him to do it, right? He's being inconsistent, and that inconsistency over time, over years, over months, over days, is going to wear her down and wear down what she thinks is lovable about her, right? Because if he can't love me, and he's the one who's supposed to do it the most consistently, then I must be unlovable. And when a little girl grows up feeling like that, she will settle for a whole lot less in life. And we don't want that to happen for her, and I don't want that to happen for you. So I want you to keep pushing forward. You know what it is. Set the boundaries, have the talk. If he can't man up, if he can't level up, then you've got to put that wall up for you and for your daughter. And on the days where you can't do it for you, do it for her. I hope this makes sense. Circle back. Let me know how it goes. Bye-bye.